Articulation Radio. Articulation. Salutations! Welcome to another exciting episode of Articulation Radio. I am your hostess, the eternally grateful Goddess Sage. You know how we do things here at Articulation Radio. We will kick off the top of the day's episode by taking a quick glance at the news headlines. And today's news segment is sponsored by bepublished.org.
These are three of the news headlines and events I saw today, Wednesday, March 17th, 2021, when visiting EliteValuesNews.com. Today, the Baltimore Ravens kick off the 2021 league year as free agency begins at 5 p.m. bepublished.org offers busy executives ghostwriting deals at $10,000 all month long, so be sure to head over to bepublished.org today. And today is, in addition to St. Patrick's Day, Doctor and Patient Trust Day, as well as Kick Butts Day. And also today is the day that you need to be sure to do the things that you know need to be done so that you can make sure that the things you need to happen take place. And as you know, so much happens in this world of ours, and the staff at Elite Values News always makes it a point to keep you abreast of as much as possible. So head on over right now to our website, EliteValuesNews.com. I am Joaquin Mann reporting live.
Looking to get the latest news? Visit Elite Values. EliteValuesNews.com has all the latest news and information. Check out the headlines daily. EliteValuesNews.com for all of your latest news.
Do you want to be published? Are you looking for a high-quality, low-cost way to be published with a fast turnaround? Visit bepublished.org to publish today. www.bepublished.org. bepublished.org. Publish today. Books, movies, and music.
Listeners, we love you. We hear you. And I am definitely happy to be here with you again today on this episode of Articulation Radio, where you will not only hear wonderful music from independent artists from around the world, you will also get the chance to hear me talk to a move maker, a doer, and I'm not going to tell you with whom I'll be speaking or about what we'll be discussing, but stay tuned.
wish I'd forget you, but you're here to stay. It seems I met you when my love went away. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache, what is new? Stop haunting me now. 'Cause I can't shake you, no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache. Here we go again. Good morning, heartache. You're the one who knew me well. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Never. So good morning, heartache. Do sit down. Have tea with me, but do go, please.
ArtistReview.com. All artists need a platform. The Artist Review makes sure you have the one you need to put your work in front of your fans. ArtistReview.com. Artist, REVUE.com.
Yeah, I'm sick of this, man. They got me driving out of town, coming to see them, wasting my time, my gas, my money I don't have. I don't know what to do with it. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. Who are you to judge? They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. That's why I smoke blood. They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. Who are you to judge? They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. That's why I smoke blood. They got me cornered in the courts. Young black, 19, now I'm in court for child support. The daily drama with baby mama. I hate the comma with the palm of my fist, but I smacked the dumb trick silly and told her stay away from my crib. Stop trying to kill me. This trick is crazy. The days that she had guns and she hold one in each hand, hoping kid he'll die full of holes. So I rolled out speeding through Chicago streets, 93rd Southside. Let the system beat with the wind at my back, Heineken in the lap. The world don't seem so fucking whack. Behold the fact that I turn a blue glare, blinking my red flashing feelings for the chance to pull me over. I ain't sober, so I slowed up and stopped. Two cops, would you believe them? They both wrote 2 tickets apiece. They locked me up 2 reasons. One for speeding and the other for sound. She say for this event you going downtown to the south. For a while, your court date will be in the month. Nights and days pass away, finally home. Sipping some pain, not wrong. Thinking over these dates and times that he crossing my mind. What do I do with time? Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. Who are you to judge? They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. That's why I smoke blood. They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. Who are you to judge? They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. That's why I smoke blood. They got me cornered in the courts. I call the battery case, smacking that trick across the face. I find that hooker I won't say, but anyway, I need to pay my lawyer today. Like arcades, name Pac-Man. It's the way he needs cash. And chop your case up fast for 5 stacks or more. Bring him a whore, he save your ass. I'll never be dismembered by a public defender. Fresh from law school, got me locked up with all you. I grab the G's in my hand so I can please a man, so we can ease the plan. What do you stand? Of this savage land, lost brothers of the struggle, the boss like Tony Danza, Italian judge when I entered. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. Who are you to judge? They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. That's why I smoke, but they got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. Who are you to judge? They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. That's why I smoke, but they got me cornered in the courts. When I entered the courtroom, the bailiff said, "What's up?" I said, "Joe, I'm just stuck in this fucking rug. Get me out. How about $100 to your hand?" He stood for a moment and signed his ticket. Here, black man, you know what's happening. So get out of his ram, and I don't ever wanna see your fucking face again. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. Who are you to judge? They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. That's why I smoke, but they got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. Who are you to judge? They got me cornered in the courts. Cornered in the courts, cornered in the courts. That's why I smoke, but they got me cornered in the courts.
PeopleWarmer.com. Book your travel today. PeopleWarmer.com for wherever you want to stay. PeopleWarmer.com, wherever you want to play. PeopleWarmer.com. Go see a concert today. PeopleWarmer.com. Book everything you need. PeopleWarmer.com. Go ahead. Please, please.
You have a product? Let them help you increase sales. You have a video? Let them help you make it go viral. PeopleWarmers.com. PeopleWarmers.com.
On today's episode of Articulation Radio, which is titled Securing Financial Well-Being, because I will be talking to the author Karen Baker for the second time. But this time, instead of talking about her book, Live, Love, Reset, God's Plan, The Perfect Person to Get Cancer, which, as you recall, a few episodes back she was on, we will be talking about the other side, more diving, solely focusing on those financial tips that you all want, and even including some of the questions that you all had from the last episode. So we'll be sure to include those questions that you had, as well as, of course, I'll be asking some additional questions of her. But before I bring her on, of course, I want to be sure to let you know that we kicked off today's episode with a song by yours truly. You heard Good Morning Heartache by Goddess Sage. And after that, you heard Cornered in the Courts by the late Khalil Gibran. And before I play Had Enough by Callie Engstrom featuring Jimmy Burney, as well as To the Top 3 by Martin Lane, I am going to give you a couple of tips and then bring on the author after those couple of songs for you. Now, first of all, in my opinion, to secure financial well-being, you first have to be willing to forego the pleasure of your regular routine. Whether it's delayed gratification in summary, but you have to be willing to, and not saying that you have to stop doing things, but do things differently, and that kind of goes into number 2, put the money that you currently have into the places that it should go, and number 3, despite your current situation and your current income, set yourself up to be mortgage free within the next 1 to 3 years. And that's if you have a mortgage. If you don't have a mortgage, if you're renting, go ahead and have it to where within the next 1 to 3 years, you will have your own house paid off or built from scratch with cash. As you know, it's cheaper to do things when you're paying with cash. So yeah, you can build your house from scratch with cash, get you some cheap land in a place that you want to be in. And yeah, get your house built, pay and get your house built. And then of course you won't have a mortgage. You'll just be paying the property taxes as well as naturally your utilities. But anyway, number 4, stop saying that you cannot do what it is that you want to do or say that you need to do, and start saying that the things that you need to do, that the exact things that you need to do toward them. So only talk about, what it is that you need to do and the active steps that you're taking toward accomplishing those things. Why keep talking about the things you want to do in all these years? You still haven't done them. And then, of course, the last thing I would say, just admit that if you handle the money that you have now differently and made it a point to treat yourself better, to do those things that you were taught when you were raised. Well, even if you weren't taught by your parents to save, budget, pay yourself first, always put something back, pay your tithe, those different little things, still, I'm sure you've heard it, as an adult. So, it will definitely net you some different results, if you definitely make it a point to, instead of complaining about it, do something about it. And so let me go ahead and roll Had Enough for you. And then I'll bring on to the top 3 and then the interview with Karen Baker. And of course, again, head over to that website, kcbakerandassociates.com, so that way you can be sure to go ahead and schedule your free consultation with her. And I'll bring on the guru so that way we can pick her brain. Hang tight.
Have you always wanted to start a business but can't seem to get it off the ground? Need help building a website? Contact The Conglomerate, 972-880-8316, or visit theconglomerate.work, 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 972-880-8316. Start your new business today.
You are listening to Articulation Radio. Head on over to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts.
Phone lines are open right now at Articulation Radio. Call 312-899-6237. That's 312-899-6237.
Do you frequently shop online and you're looking for a new place to shop? Join the club, jeffersontaylor.club, where models, designers, inventors, and other creators offer customers the best products at fair prices. Jefferson Taylor, jeffersontaylor.club. Join the club. Shop today, jeffersontaylor.club.
And every single pic, I see that posing chick, trying to ignore it, but I just can't help. She's boarding private jets, but I try to forget. I can't undo it, can't erase the day we made. I used to call you mine. I'm the one who got your back. It won't help this time. I guess I've had enough, done it all. Baby, bye, bye, bye. Guess I've had enough, after all. Trying to make it right. Guess I've had it, done it. Every time I try, you to know I've finally caught your bluff. Enough. Oh, enough. In every Insta flick, she's hanging with her clique. I try to block her, but sometimes I'm weak and look at it. Smoking mirror light, she's getting high on lights. Couldn't offer her them things I'm not that type. No, used to call so impossible. And somewhere you lost my heart. You're so trustable. You gotta listen, girl. I guess I've had enough, done it all. Baby, bye, bye, bye. Yes, I've had enough, after all, yeah. Trying to make it right. Yes, I've had it, done it. Every time I try to no, I've finally caught your bluff. Enough. Oh, enough. Enough. Oh, enough. Enough.
Want to buy stocks, jewels, real estate, or other high-end items? Would you love to be able to contribute to charitable initiatives but cannot do these things with the money you currently have? Join Regal City Investment and Social Club, where you can pool money each month with other investors to make major purchases, give to the needy, and possibly turn a profit. www.regalcity.xyz. Become a Regal citizen today by joining Regal City Investment and Social Club. regalcity.xyz.
Articulation Radio is so pleased to have back with us the illustrious finance guru, the author, the motivational speaker, the, oh my gosh, insurance broker, everything. I'll get into all of that later. But of course, we're happy to have back with us Karen C. Baker. Ms. Baker, how are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me again.
Oh, we had to have you back because you're so filled with information that, as you all may recall, we had her on a few episodes back in February, and we talked to her about her book titled Live, Love, Reset, God's Plan, The Perfect Person to Get Cancer from Adversity to Prosperity. And we talked about that book, and of course, we touched on a little bit, maybe about one or two questions, maybe at the most. We dug into the finance part. But, of course, I know that a lot of people need a lot of financial advice, especially considering today's time. So let's have it to where, first of all, people, of course, I want you to head over to her website, because I know your time is tight. So her website is kcbakerandassociates.com. kcbakerandassociates.com, and their phone number is 866-586-9522. That's 866-586-9522 for KC Baker and Associates, and their website is kcbakerandassociates.com. That number, 866-586-9522. Now, Ms. Baker, tell us, how long has your company been in existence, and why was it created?
Okay, well, Casey Baker and Associates has been around for over 30 years. And why was it created? There's a little story surrounding that. So let me see if I can just give you the high tips of why I created it. Long ago, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be when I grew up, I knew that I wanted to do something that made a difference in our community. And so, I dibbled and I dabbled into a lot of different businesses, and this actually came from a business management consulting firm. When I first started, that's what I did, and finance was a part of that. And unfortunately, 9/11 happened, and when that happened, I lost a lot of my clients in the towers in New York and here at the Pentagon. So what I did was I tried to figure out something that I could do that really, one, again, could make a difference in our community, and two, not really have to be like the middleman, because I was an 8A certified women-owned business that dealt with contracts for the federal government, the district government. And so you are dealing with a lot of different people trying to actually keep your payroll up. So again, when 9/11 happened, I said, you know what, let me just continue on with the financial piece and see how I can expand that. And here we are. And so I love it.
Wow. And now she's also
a certified business leader. She's a certified financial education instructor. She also, as you all know, is a licensed insurance broker. In addition to being an author, a public speaker, she's a Howard graduate and a New Jersey.
Yes.
Of course, as you know, does still reside there in D.C. and operates her business from there. Now, Caring People has won a number of awards, including the FFS Rising Star Award and the Prince George's County Chamber of Commerce Excellence in Business Award. So people hear someone who not only knows what to do, but she actually applies it. And as you know, a lot of you don't do that. You all give great advice, but don't even take it yourself. So it's always wonderful to see someone who takes the advice that they give to others. And she has various services, people, through her company that you all can benefit from, whether you want to get financial advice as an individual or for your family, or even you as an exec, or even trying to start your own business or nonprofit, whatever it is, whatever stage you're at, even if you're like, I just want to find out how to get things set up because, I'm not trying to start my own business, but I just need to know with the little money I'm getting, how I can better manage it. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Karen, tell them real quick, for those people who are, are not necessarily trying to start their own business, but people who are still like, okay, what little bit of money I do have, I still want to build wealth with it, but I'm not even in a situation where I can save right now. So what advice do you have for those particular non-entrepreneurial types who, say it's too tight to even save, but they want to build wealth? What advice do you have for them?
Well, we have to start from the beginning, and we have to realize that, I tell all of my clients, whether you're making $25,000, whether you're making $75,000, whether you're making $250,000, $500,000, $1 million, there's always room to save. There's always room to save, but it depends on your budget, and it depends on how you're spending your money. So what I do is I do a financial needs analysis, which really encompasses everything that you're spending, everything that your portfolio has. So we want to make sure that you have the right types of plans for you and your family, but it still starts with a budget. So when people come to me and they say, you know what, I just don't have the money to get this right type of insurance plan, or to start saving for my retirement, or to help and start saving for my child's college fund, the first thing I do is I sit them down and I look at everything that they're spending, everything that's coming in and everything that's going out. And everybody that I sit down with, I can find money that you're just spending, frivolously. It's about being able to pay yourself first. You don't want to just spend and spend and spend and spend. You want to start creating wealth. It starts with saving. Even if you're saving, $10 a day, you have to start. So I show people strategies and how to look at where they are so that they can start saving. And once you pay off your bad debt, that adds to the pot. So it's a process. It's a process. And for our community, we are on the spending end versus the saving end, the majority of us. And so when we think about looking at wealth generationally and basically breaking that financial chain, it has to start with us. It has to start with somebody in the family. Somebody has to say, you know what, enough is enough is enough. Why do I need to go and borrow money from a bank when if I just save, if I just start, just even if it's with $10, $15, $20, if I just start, then in 5 years, I could actually have funds where I can actually be the bank myself and borrow against the funds that I have in certain plans. But it starts with the budget first so that you can see what's coming in, what's going out, and making sure that you pay yourself first. That is something, if you don't take anything else from this call, it's pay yourself first.
Yes, yes. And what would you say is the most common money mistake that people are making And what advice do you offer to fix it? I'm guessing that would be it. That not paying themselves first.
Exactly. And, I even said to my children, I say to them, when you get a job, you try to live off of 50%. Now, how many people do you think are living off of 50% of their income?
Exactly. As far as in my circle, I know I'm the only one, and for years it has worked to where we'll get into that. But yes, go ahead.
Yes, 50%. And so even if you can't do that now, let's just say you live off of 70% of your income. But if you pay those debts down, then the money that you're saving by paying those bad debts down goes into that savings pot for you. Mm-hmm. So that means that now instead of paying, Macy's and Nordstrom's, those credit cards, because, we live in that credit card society. Instead of paying those credit cards, once you pay those credit cards off, then now that money So what we need to do as a society is realize that, again, we got to pay ourselves first. And we have to make sure that budgeting is where it starts. So whether you are budgeting to have your emergency fund or you're budgeting so that you can have your savings account, but budget to pay bad debt off so that excess can go into a fund where you're paying yourself first, whether it's, again, your emergency fund, whether it's creating this wealth building plan that will sustain your family for generations to come. It's all about leaving that legacy. Pay yourself first. That is so important. Living on 50% of your salary or 75% of your salary, 50% is a high goal. So if you are spending 100% of your income, you're not leaving room to pay yourself at all. So budget, cut down. You got to stop doing some of the things that you're doing. You don't need that Starbucks coffee, $7, $8 every day. And I mean, I love Starbucks coffee, but I'm just saying, instead of giving it to Starbucks, it does. So you want to have that mindset that if it's not making you money right now, unless you already have your nest egg prepared and you have money sitting in accounts, you know that you're going to have, 5 to 7 streams of income in retirement, then okay, if you want to blow money, that's one thing. But until you get to the point where your portfolio is balanced and you know that your money is working for you, we got to change things. So it doesn't matter if you're 20, doesn't matter if you're 30, 40, 50, or 60. You have to start. You have to start from some place. So we work with you where you are. Again, and I know I said this earlier, whether you make $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, $1 million, it doesn't matter. You can't say I'm working and I don't have money to save. Even if you do, there's apps out there now where, you break $1 and the rest of that money goes into a savings account. There are ways for you to save. It's just the discipline. You have to think about paying yourself first.
Yes, because people, after all, aren't you worth it? And if you don't want to pay yourself or say you can't afford to, but yet you can give your money to everybody else for whatever else, that really says a lot about who you think is worth something. Because as we know, our money usually follows our heart. At least that's what my grandmother, said, and I'm sure, your grandmother said it as well, where, a person's money is going to always follow their heart, So if you truly do love yourself, why would you not invest in yourself? And I know there are some of you that are like, well, look, I can't do those things. Yeah, having the 7 streams of income sounds great, and it's good to have the little job and for the people with their 401ks and all of that stuff, but I can't do that because I'm sick, and so I'm already having money problems. I can't even go and get my prescription filled. So what tips do you have for people who are battling illnesses, who need to manage their finances or get access to some other funds?
Right. Well, there are a lot of plans out there that will give you help, whether it's on the health side or whether it's on the life insurance side, the living benefits side. And so I want to kind of reassure people to say, reach out to me and one of my team members so that we can kind of go over and look at your situation. And I'm going to use myself as an example of using the life insurance living benefit. I was diagnosed with cancer, and, I see, Lord Jesus, if I was diagnosed with cancer and I live a very healthy lifestyle, I exercise 6 days a week, I eat very healthy, have always eaten very healthy, and I got one of the most aggressive cancers that's out there, multiple myeloma, which is blood and bone cancer. So it was all through my body from head to toe. And so for me, it was, move some money around or use this plan that I had in place, and I had only had it in place for a couple of years. I paid $300 a month for, let's just say, 3 years, because it was actually like 2.5 years. But let's just say 3 years for the sake of argument dealing with numbers. So $300 a year for 3 years is $10,800 that I paid into this plan. And the plan paid me $134,000 as a long-term assistance benefit. So that's money that I was able to put into my doctors, being able to hire a cancer team that consisted of an oncologist, a cancer specialist, and my holistic doctor. And I'm telling you, the things that my holistic doctor pretty much had the cancer doctors running. And, the society does not look at the holistic doctor as a medicine. They don't look at that. So guess what? Your health insurance does not pay for that. That's all out of pocket. So if I'm going to see her every week and her consult is $250 a pop, and then I buy all of the elixirs and the vitamins and all the things, the natural stuff for her to help me kill the cancer, I would leave out of there every time $600-700 a pop. So you're talking about an extra $3 or $4 a month just for her? How many people would be able to not work for over a year, pay this holistic doctor out of their pocket, plus pay for the cancer doctors? Not many people could do that. But if you plan for that, and that's what paying yourself first does. That's what that means. That means that you now have options. You have options. You got to give yourself options. Otherwise, you're going to follow the same pattern that everybody else followed. Now, it's interesting, and I have to say this. The cancer doctors looked at me in amazement after maybe 4 months. Because when I tell you I was sick, I was on my deathbed to the point where I could not walk. I had a cane. I literally was falling out of the bed, crawling to the bathroom, and 9 times out of 10 I wasn't making it. And thank God for my kids. So this holistic doctor put back in me the things that the chemo was taking out of me. So think about that. It's the chemo and the reactions of the medicine that they give you that kills you prior to the cancer. It's eating your body up. Yes. So I had somebody that was actually putting medicine. She was scanning my body every week, looking at everything that my body was missing and replenishing it. So the cancer doctors were looking at me like they don't understand how I'm getting better so fast. And I was like, first of all, God. Yes. And then God gave me this angel here on earth, this holistic doctor who happens to be a true nurse. So she could read all the records, and she was like, your numbers are saying this. Why do they have you on that? I need to give you this to counteract that. She did that every week. That's why I don't look like what I've been through. So
yes, and people,
I had a plan. Go ahead.
Yes, and I was going to say people, and you all have to get her book. You all recall how I mentioned at the start of this, that she had released the work and it was on previously. But for those of you
who are just tuning in, of course, you're listening to Articulation Radio. And unfortunately, you're kind of late. You're catching the tail end of this interview I'm having with author Karen Baker, who is a finance guru. She owns KC Baker and Associates, and their website is kcbakerandassociates.com. She will give you a free financial consultation. Give them a phone call if you don't have access to the internet and you cannot go to kcbakerandassociates.com, and that "and" is spelled all the way out. If you're not able to go to kcbakerandassociates.com, give them a call at 866-586-9522. 866-586-9522. And for last time for you guys, that's 866-586-9522, kcbakerandassociates.com. But yes, you have to be sure to grab up Karen's book. It's titled Live, Love, Reset, God's Plan. The Perfect Person to Get Cancer, From Adversity to Prosperity. If you haven't already grabbed that up, go ahead and do so. It's out on Amazon. It's everywhere in the world. You know, you can walk into your favorite bookstore and tell them that you want to get that Live, Love, Reset, God's Plan, The Perfect Person to Get Cancer, From Adversity to Prosperity by Karen Baker, and you can have that in hand, or you can go online and even get you the ebook and have it right now, you know, here within a matter of minutes. But we know that, of course, for those of you who are like, okay, well, you know, I want to get some more. So, you know, definitely, Karen, let you express to them what is there that you not yet had a chance to share with the listeners of Articulation Radio that you'd like to be sure to let them know today.
You know, it's really interesting how in our community we look at certain things as a bill or an expense, or, you know, we don't want to talk about it. You know, when people talk about retirement or people talk about life insurance, you know, that's almost like talking taboo, you know. But people have to understand that people use these plans to help create legacy through their family generationally. And it's a strategy. And it's a strategy that I use because I know that with all these different plans that I have them for a specific reason, like that one that I use that I never thought that I'd use for health purposes. I never thought that I would use it. I just thought that when I went home to glory that my kids would just get the death benefit. But who knew that I was going to use it in life? If your life insurance is not something that you can utilize in life, that means it's a death plan. And you're wasting money because you can't use it now. So why not have a plan that you can use in life and it goes to your beneficiaries in death? That means that you're getting more bang for your buck while you're spending money and you're paying yourself versus the insurance agent or the company that's holding that plan. So it's important that you guys talk to a licensed insurance broker, someone who has access to any plan out there. I'm not talking about just an agent that is working for one company because they can only give you the plans that particular company has, and nothing against those insurance agents that work for one company that are W-2 agents. But I'm talking about being able to make sure that your portfolio is truly balanced, and you'll be able to talk to someone who will give you comparisons of this company carrier, that company carrier, the next company carrier. You want to make sure that your options stay open. So contact an insurance broker, okay? Contact somebody like KC Baker and Associates.
And give them that phone number.
That phone number is 1-866-986-9522.
Very good, people. Go ahead, hook it up, 866-586-9522, or head over to that website, kcbakerandassociates.com. And people, be sure that you don't let these words fall on deaf ears because, as you know, she's able to live the life that she's living because she took advantage of this very information that she's willing to give to you for free, and even for other things for fractions of what other people would charge you. And even as you all know, once you go in, and don't be like other people and have it to where you say, oh, well, I'll see how it works for me before I tell other people about it, because even that that's not really you sharing the good information the moment you get it. And a lot of people don't really, even though they'll say, oh, let me know how it worked out for you, then by the time you come back and you've let them know how, man, yeah, I was able to do this, this, and that, now they'll be like, oh, well, you ain't got to brag. So now it's a whole other thing. So why not have it to where you share the number with them, you both call, or your whole crew calls, and then when you all get back together, say a week later, to give everybody time to actually place the call, because we know some people procrastinate, so of course give them time to actually place the call, and then you guys get back together and check in and be like, yeah, this was how I was able to be helped, because you already know, just like she was able to use the information to help herself, as she and her associates are going through and sharing this same information with people that has helped them, it's going to help you as well. So here's that hand up that you need, that rope down, the ladder rolled out to you, the life preserver, whatever it is you need, superhero flying in for you, come. So here's what you need. 866-586-9522, KCBakerandAssociates.com. Any last words from you, Karen, for them?
Yes, most definitely, guys. You've got to continue to dream. You've got to be able to dream big and just put it out there in the atmosphere, and understand that paying yourself first will allow you to break those financial shackles. It will allow you to be able to break that generational curse of not being able to truly live your life. We're here to enjoy and to live. We're not here to struggle, but we've got a plan. If you don't plan to succeed, guess what? You plan to fail. So let's all just plan to succeed. We start where you are, help you, whether you're saving $10 a day or $10 a week, start. It's all about paying yourself first. Guys, just pay yourself first so that you can dream big.
Yes, people, make it happen. Make it happen. And stay tuned. As a matter of fact, while you're doing it, I'm going to play a nice little cut for you.
If you're looking for ghost writers, grant writers, technical writers, any kind of writers, go to the Writers Consortium. Their website is maryjefferson.us, MaryJefferson.us, the Writers Consortium, for all of your writing needs, proposals, grants, academic papers, whatever it is you dream of, ghostwriting. The Writers Consortium can help you achieve your goals.
On tap for you, I have The Horizon of Love by Stonekeepers featuring Revel Day. But before we get to that, I'm going to give you some Do Me Right by Wild Sun featuring Lakeisha Nugent.
Articulation Radio, thanks you so much for listening. So head on over right now to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts on today's episode. In the meantime, we're going to keep the show rolling for you.
Would you like a motivational speaker to come to your company or organization to speak to your group? Visit lifespurposeministries.com. That's lifespurposeministries.com.
I remember getting locked up in myself. That thing of loving was for everybody else. Lost and lonely, having hurt too many times. Gave up on hoping, thought I'd never get it right. It's all because of you. It's all because I have to tell you, baby, there's nothing more I need but you. It's you. something that I never knew. A kind of happy I don't ever wanna lose. And when I hear you coming knocking on my door, all I think is, baby, I need more. I need more. It's all because of you. It's all because I have to tell you, baby, there's nothing more I need but you. It's you. There is no greater meaning. Nobody does the things you do. It's true. How we get lost in each other. Everything blurs when I'm with you. Us two. I wanna stay forever, safe in your arms. I know that, babe, you do me right. There is no one better. I take on the world with you. With you. I've had many lovers, but no one comes close to you. To you. We are like no other. We paint different colors too. We do. There is no one better. I take on the world 'cause babe, you do me right. Let me tell you. I have to tell you, baby, there's nothing more I need but you. It's you. There is no greater meaning. Nobody does the things you do. It's true. How we get lost in each other. Everything blurs when I'm with you. Us two. I wanna stay forever, safe in your arms. I know that, babe, you do me right.
Are you single and seeking a lifestyle club that's centered around you? Go to sittingroom.xyz to register today. Sittingroom.xyz.
If you want to, you can be anything tonight. Hey. But you gotta work the way to me. You gotta work
could head for the beach. I just wanna be near and dance till we reach the horizon of love. Ooh, the horizon of
Weddings are expensive, but your love is worth it. Go to marryusnow.us to book the Minister of Love to officiate your wedding today. The fee is only $200 if your wedding is in the city of Chicago, and there's only a small fee to get the Minister of Love to travel outside of Chicago to your wedding location. Book the Minister of Love today. Visit marryusnow.us. That's marryusnow.us.
Why does it have to be? All good things must come to an end, and this is the end of this great episode of Articulation Radio, hosted by yours truly, Goddess Sage. I encourage you to not be a forgetful listener, to apply the wisdom that you've received today and take action and assist the cause that you heard about on today's episode, as well as be sure that you take action in your own life on fulfilling not only your own dreams, but also helping improve the lives of the people that you know. And as we always say here when we close out today's episode, the staff here at Articulation Radio loves you. We thank you. We look forward to seeing you, talking to you, playing your music on an upcoming episode, as well as running your ad for your business or product on an upcoming episode of Articulation Radio. So be sure to head on over to articulationmedia.club right now. Re-listen to this episode, as well as listen to past episodes, and make sure that your ad is played and your songs are spun. In the meantime, you keep being a doer, keep being a move maker, and keep making things pop, baby. Articulation. 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 Articulation.